church is important? If so, why?
Yeah, I do think church is important because I feel like everyone, they need somewhere to like go where everyone has a common belief and everyone can like have this huge understanding together.
Okay. Do the people you surround yourself help you get closer to God?
Personally, not really. Because my personal friends, they have different opinions, but to me, like, the different opinions, like, their different beliefs, it kind of like gives a different sense to me. So I think that how other people, like, other people's opinions, they affect what you start to believe.
Hi, thank you for doing this interview with us, Andrew Demos.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, let's get started. Can people lead meaningful lives without the teachings of the church?
Well, people will find their own purpose from within, and if they have the light of their beliefs to use as a reference point, then I think that would most of the time help to keep someone on track. And it also goes back to what you're taught at home. But at the same time, a lot of people can live purposeful and loving lives through their own
How
volition.
would you talk about God to the next generation?
Yet as children, that's when we also have a little bit more of an open mind, open heart, typically, and I think that would even be true in the next generation to some extent. So, from what I can envision, the next generation, it would be that a little bit of a disconnect from just the routine of going automatically to church on Sundays on the vast majority of families.
Thank you very much for doing this interview.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Good luck.
Number 4, what do you do when you hear a different opinion on God?
We try to kindly change the
viewpoint of that person.
Yes. By spreading the word of the Lord. Amen.
All right. Number 5, does other people's opinions affect your faith?
No, it doesn't, because my faith in the God is strong.
I don't change my opinion because of other people.
So, we learned a lot from these different interviews. We learned that a lot of people are willing to accept beliefs from different people to enhance their own belief. So instead of being closed-minded, most people we interviewed tended to accept other opinions and help them shape their own opinion, and that was very surprising to me. What else was surprising was the concept that there's a lot of tolerance that we need. There was a lot of tolerance in everyone's interview about whether or not we agree that they accept other people's opinions. And also, there was this big concept of no matter what, when it comes to the church, it's more of our actions and our moral beliefs that matter. And so, there's this quote in the book: "The life of the Christian is essentially knowing Jesus Christ. It is also in being known yourself." This quote matters a lot because it teaches us it's not just about one person, Jesus Christ, although it is. It's also about discovering ourselves, what we believe, and what we're going to do about changing the world. And I think that's what we can take away from these interviews.
So what I've learned from these interviews were that there were different opinions and there was different point of views from different ages. Like, we interviewed an adult and a kid our age. And what I've noticed is that their answers to our interview questions were that they were kind of similar in a way. Like when people have different opinions about the belief or religion or whatever, the interviewers didn't really mind that they're open-minded. They don't mind they don't mind what they say, and they take considerate of what they say. And what surprised me is that when we bring up the topic of church, they seem pretty chill about it, and they're not all crazy and all religious about it. They seem okay with it. So yeah.
So I've asked 6 questions from a peer from a local sport. From their belief, I know they are really in depth with the Lord. As quote unquote, we are here because God created us to know Him, to love Him, and to be called in communion with Him. From this relating to the answers they've given, they are strong with their faith. They are not letting or allowing society to consume them into persuading into atheism.